Hello everyone. Well, I haven't done a walking the dog video for a bit, so I thought, as it's a reasonably nice day, the sun was out, it's quite early in the morning, well, it's about 10:30. Oh Molly, we don't want to see that. Where's Daisy? Where is she? Yeah, so it's not a bad mid-January day. I'm testing out, so hopefully I'm not going to be speaking too loud. One of my subscribers, Glyn, kindly bought me a radio mic for Christmas, so I'm trying that out. Molly! She's eating poo. Dirty dog. Because, yes, it's a radio mic, so I'm wearing a mic on my lapel. And, there's a squirrel. I've seen a squirrel. Molly will be after that. So, I've done videos like this before and I've had to bin a lot of the footage because the wind, made it, you couldn't hear anything. It's not windy today, so when we go up onto the moor, it won't be windy, I don't think. It might be a bit breezier, but it shouldn't be windy. It's a pretty calm sort of a day. Where's Daisy? What are you doing? Hey? So anyway, I did actually film a video a few days ago, sat on my sofa chatting, and it went on for nearly an hour, and I uploaded it and I watched most of it on my TV before deciding to go live with it, and I decided not to. I've deleted it. I just thought at the time I made the video, I thought, well, yeah, it's fine, but when I watched it I thought, no, I don't really want to say that. That's too much information, sort of thing. And that can happen with YouTubers. It's happened before I uploaded the video, but I know of YouTubers, or one, who uploaded a video. Some people saw it and then for one reason or another decided to take it down. Oh, this is hurting my hands. I think I know why. Because I liked the video, but this person was revealing a bit too much information. He is normally a bit more reserved, Oh, wondered what that was. It's Molly. She's after the squirrels and rabbits. So anyway, I'm not asked why this person removed the video. I have a feeling I know why, because he said some things about a family member. Watch where I'm going. And possibly that family member got to see it and said, oh, I don't want you saying things like that. Possibly that's what happened, or possibly he decided, oh no, that's a bit too much information, and took it down. You have to be mindful when making this sort of YouTube video, when you're sort of vlogging and chatting about personal stuff. You've got to be aware, and it's something I haven't been, I suppose, in the past. You've got to be aware of family members and partners and people who you might talk about or show in videos. They might not want to be seen in a video. I don't know where Molly's gone. Yeah, come on Daisy. Daisy never goes far from me, but Molly, she does like to, oh there she is, she's waiting. If you can see her. Yeah, so you have to be a bit mindful that some people may not want to be discussed in a YouTube video. My partner's not keen on being featured. That's why you've only ever seen the back of him. And you might have heard him talking a few times, but he doesn't really like it. But the dogs, they've no choice. I think they like it though, because Daisy especially, when I get my camera stuff out in the living room anyway, she always seems to be getting in on the shot, getting in on the action. Anyway, walking up to the moor. I've filmed up here before. I thought, I've been feeling a bit down lately. And I have actually bought myself some herbal or supposedly natural type of pill to try and boost my mood. I used to take a pill called 5-HTP, which I think did work. I'm not saying I'm depressed, but I think especially at this time of year, you don't see much daylight, you get a bit down. I've been a bit down. So I'm trying this other stuff. I'll put a picture up of what I bought. I've only had 3 of the pills so far. As soon as I got it, I took one of the pills. I'm taking one every day. But it's mainly to cope with work. I just get too stressed out. I know I shouldn't. It's a minimum paid job, and it's hardly a stressful job, but for some reason I find a lot of it stressful. Mollie, Mollie, Mollie. No. Right, I'm going to have to pause for a bit. Next part you'll see is we'll be entering the moor, but we're coming up to, there's a busy road behind that wall, so I've got to put the dogs on the leads, and you can join me again in a moment. Let's just get to the top first. See if there's any sort of a view. There's a bit of a view. It's very, very hilly where I live. In York, where I used to live, it's very flat, but here it's very hilly. Alright, we're coming up to the entrance. Hopefully we won't see too many folk about at this time. Got to get through this gap. It's very awkward trying to hold a camera and the dogs. Right, what you doing? Right, hang on a minute, let's just sort myself out on this bench. It is quite nippy. My hands are cold. I'm okay everywhere else, but I can't wear gloves when using the camera. So this is a bench dedicated to David and Alma Lewis, Broadley Grove, greatly loved and sadly missed. Broadley Grove is just where I've walked up. Right, hang on, I'm just going to sit down and release the hounds, as they say. Hey? Well, you are a nuisance, Daisy May. No, let me take the lead off. Mollie, 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 come. Oh dear, come here. Right, no, you don't have to get up here. I'm getting up in a minute. We're not sitting down. As much as you'd like to be on the sofa, Daisy. I certainly would, actually. But hang on a minute. I'm going to have to pause. Right, so it's all very nice and fairly peaceful up here on the moor. It's one of the highest points. Well, it's the highest point. Well, no, it's not quite the highest point near where I live. We've actually got an artificial ski slope I can see from the back bedroom. So we're in a valley where we live, but we don't live at the bottom of the valley. We live sort of halfway up on one side. I wouldn't want to ever live in a house right in the bottom of the valley. Must get very dark. There are some houses right at the bottom surrounded by trees, and they do look quite dark. This is the thing, yes, just checking my mic is still working. So yes, as I said, I did previously, we were talking about, I was self-medicating to try and lift my mood. I think I may possibly suffer from SAD, which is seasonal affected disorder, when you don't get enough sunlight or daylight during the day. And a lot of doctors do prescribe walking, exercise, getting out into nature for mild depression. And you know, I don't, as I said, I probably haven't got clinical depression. I'm just a bit down. So, as I said, I've used 5-HTP. It stands for something. Mollie, Mollie. And I did find it sort of made me a bit chilled. Not zombified, but just a bit more chilled, you know. And so I researched on the interweb. So I got this stuff, which is called L. I can't even remember it, but here's a, you know, this is the picture. You can see what it is. So I'm trying this. I did feel, I took one of them just before I got out of bed, And I did feel better at work. I don't know if that's the placebo effect, thinking, oh, I've taken this pill, but I was certainly more chilled. And it doesn't matter, even if it is a placebo effect, it still worked. But I think you have to take that sort of thing, you know, for a while, don't you? I'll see what it's like after I've had 2 months supply of it. It's a 3-month supply bottle, to see whether it's worth continuing. But just getting out, I think, is helping. Just getting out and having a walk. Yeah, and this is doing me good. It's also good for the dogs. Daisy really needs to lose some weight. Mollie does go out for a walk nearly every day. Mark takes her when he comes home. And they went out for a really long walk yesterday. But Daisy, she'd rather be on the sofa. And because I'd rather be on the sofa, Daisy would rather be on the sofa asleep next to me. But she doesn't like going out. But as long as I couldn't ever leave Daisy on her own. Where are you, Daisy? Once she's out, she enjoys it, don't you? It's just, oh, you're not doing another poo, Mollie. I've just had to pick up a poo. Mollie's already done one. She normally does more than one, so I have to bring plenty of poo bags out with me. So now I'm having to deal with the leads, the camera, and the poo. I should really bring a rucksack out next time. Not that I'd want to put the poo in the rucksack, but it'd be all right for the leads and things. Mollie! Mollie! There's another dog somewhere. Mollie, come here! Sorry if that's upset the microphone. She's good normally, but you know. Right, gonna have to stop filming in case we have to run away from these common sounding dogs. I've often had this fantasy, you know. I've had it since I was a child, and it's probably based on some show, some program I've seen on television, I don't know. Well, I know it was featured in The Simpsons, this idea, but I had this idea long before The Simpsons. Anyway, in The Simpsons, it might have been one of the Halloween ones, but Bart and Milhouse got this watch that it stopped time. So they'd just, like a stopwatch, you'd press the button and everyone around them would just stop still, you know, not be animated, just be there, and you'd be walking around as normal. And obviously they got up to quite a lot of japes. And I've had this sort of idea for a long time of being able to do that. Just now would be great, just so I can just come out, walk the dogs and stop everything around me. Obviously nature can continue, the birds can continue flying and singing, and the insects doing whatever they're doing. It's just human existence, just to stop. Cars just to stop. People stop, everything stops everywhere, so you can have a bit of peace. And obviously I'd probably use it for naughty purposes as well, you know, stop the time when I was in Curry's or something and go out with a handful of consumer durables. But just to be able to go out knowing that you're not going to be bothered by anyone. I can see the appeal of living on an island, or somewhere like in the Outer Hebrides, in your own little crofter's cottage with very little around you, you know, just in the wilderness. I could do that, but I'd still need my mod cons, you know. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. I think I'll go back this way. There's some people coming anyway. We'll go back this way. We're just going to do a bit of a loop around. Normally I'd have a bit of a run, because Daisy likes to have a run, don't you, Daisy May? Eee. Where's Mollie? Mollie? Oh, she's there. Oh. Can you go ahead of me, darling? Go ahead. Right, oh, we'll go up here. So yeah, I've had a bit of trolling of late. It's quite nasty stuff, and that was partly what the video was about, that I've decided not to show, because I wasn't very well prepared with what this troll said. If you want to see what all that was about, it's on my Facebook page. And it was all over a washing machine. He said, and you know, I never retaliate with anything too nasty. Obviously, I have nasty thoughts about these people, very nasty thoughts, especially if I'm watching a lot of Game of Thrones. I do picture some very sticky ends coming to these people. But on the whole, I don't tend to retaliate. I sometimes come back with a bit of a quip, and then I block them so they don't have a chance to come back again with anything. It's just, there's no need for it. And all this hatred came about over a washing machine video. Can you believe it? There's some, I do tend to name and shame the worst ones on social media, but a lot of them I think have mental health issues. They can't really lay into them as much as I'd like to. I've seen far worse trolling on other videos I watch of different subjects, obviously, to something as boring as a vacuum. But yeah, what I get is nothing compared to what some people get, so I have to be grateful for that. But it doesn't really matter. Any trolling, to me anyway, is not nice. Right, we'll go down here. We're having to cut it short a bit because there's a load of dog louts, or don't know what you'd call them. Anyway, it's a group of people with dogs, and to me, a group of people could result in a riot. You know, I just don't like groups of people, and especially when I've got 2 dogs to control. They've got loads of dogs. I don't want Daisy running off, which she's liable to. I've got an expensive camera and nowhere really to put it, so we'll walk along and cut it short. Oh, you're not purring again, Molly, are you? Although I'm up here, it's still quite noisy. I can hear somebody using a chainsaw. You know, I don't mind the sound of nature. That's a welcome noise, isn't it? But it's machinery. You see, as I said, if I had this special watch to stop time, the only noise we'd be listening to would be the sound of the wind and the sound of nature. But yes, I'm glad I've come out. I mean, I wasn't going to, because the thing is, I always make the excuse of not taking the dogs to walk, because I'm always seem to be expecting deliveries, because I order too much stuff, you see. And that's another video in itself. So I went online when I got home to see if anything was due, and lo and behold, some stuff I ordered from Next in their sale. Ordered quite a lot, and it's coming in dribs and drabs. So that arrived. That was due to come today. So, and then something I ordered from Amazon, just a sheet, a fitted sheet. I thought, oh, I can't go out because I don't really like going around the neighbours to collect parcels. Although I take a lot of parcels in for them. But anyway, someone from Next came quite early. So, and I'm actually wearing one of the tops. So I thought, oh well. If Amazon don't normally come till much later on, so I thought I'll just blow it. Oh, she's having a wee. I'll just go. And if something's been delivered to a neighbour, well, I'll just have to go around for it. That's all. So yeah, I've got a few things ordered, expected, but you see, I need to stop that. I'm never be a minimalist, but I'm trying to clear out my house, as some of you might know, and I just keep buying stuff because I see it on offer, and there's so many reasons why I buy things, and it's possibly because I'm trying to cheer myself up. But you see, it's a double-edged sword, because when you're trying to cheer yourself up by buying stuff, that doesn't work, because I'm trying to get out of debt, which I know I'll be happier once I have no debt, but I'm buying stuff, so it's keeping me in debt, or at least keeping me from paying off debt, because I'm buying stuff. Plus I'm buying more stuff, which is filling up the house, and I want my house to be clutter-free and tidy all over the house. So, oh, there's a dog. So I know what I'm doing, and I still do it. At least I have the insight to realise what I'm up to. Oh, there's a big black dog coming. It's a big black dog. Wick. Daisy, Daisy, come on. We're going to speed up, folks. Quick, run, Daisy. You've got a very loud bark, young lady. Daisy. We'll make our retreat. She'd run a mile if it came in a minute. Daisy? She'd run a mile if it came in. The dog wasn't bothered about her. The dog probably looks at you, Daisy, and thinks, "Whew, I could have you for breakfast." Oh. Just caught Molly rolling in something. Couldn't see anything. Oh, there's that dog. Oh God, he's going that way. And there's someone over there as well. Oh, you see, this is where this time stopping watch would be absolutely ideal for me. Right, we're going to cut down here. Come on, Molly Pops. We brought Rupert here with Lolly, my partner's sister's dog. And they frolicked over here. Poor Rupie, bless him. Oh yeah, the other reason for the video I made that you're not seeing, because we've had Willow and Lottie for a few days. You might have seen those two. I've shown them before. They're both Dachshunds, and Lottie is Daisy's sister. Oh God, there's somebody coming there, so I'm going to have to stop filming. It's not so bad if I'm not filming and talking. You know, I can cope. What are you doing, Molly? Well, I think that'll be the end of this video. Hopefully I haven't been speaking too loudly. It takes a bit getting used to having a microphone. Can you see? Now, where is it? Oh, there. Having it so near, I'm used to projecting my voice, because normally the microphone is attached to the camera. But I have to be mindful that it's right underneath my mouth. So hopefully I'll be able to use this footage. Hopefully there won't be any wind noise. But I thought, well, I've killed quite a lot of birds with one stone today. I've tested out the radio mic outside. I've given the dog some exercise. I've given myself some exercise. I've worked up an appetite for my lunch, which I know what I'm having. It's a nice vegan falafel salad thing that you can buy ready-made from Asda, but it's very nice. It's not really very filling. I'm quite hungry. I might have something else with it as well. But oh, this camera's very heavy when you're holding it at arm's length. Molly's just had another wee-wee, haven't you, Molly? I've lost count how many wee-wee. She's scent marking, you see. That's what they do. Daisy doesn't. She's not done. Daisy's not done. Oh no, I don't think she's done a poo-poo. What Daisy normally does is wait until I'm far away from a poo bin, and she tends to do a poo in the middle of a road when we're crossing a road. She likes to. Actually, I was going to say no. I can actually film a bit more. I'm going to stop shortly because at the end here is where we entered the moor. As I said, I've cut it a little bit shorter than normal, but we're going back a different route, so I'll be able to finish the chat. Is there anything you want me to chat about? Of course, you can't tell me. It's not. You can only tell me after the event. Well, you can tell me now if you like. And Molly, you can say under this video if you want me to broach any subjects in my chats. But I thought, oh, I'd do this because some of you like my chatty videos, and I said I did upload one for an hour, and all you see is my ugly face and the dogs on the sofa. So this at least gives you something nice to look at, apart from when the camera's on me, of course. And often when I'm out walking, I have some quite deep thoughts. But yeah, I'm really glad I've come out today. Good job Next delivered earlier, that's all I can say, because otherwise I'd have just waited in for the delivery and I'd have just vegetated on the sofa. I'm currently watching loads and loads of Prisoner Cell Block H, or you might just know it as Prisoner, an Australian sort of soap about a women's prison, Wentworth Detention Centre. So I've really got into that again. I used to watch that when I was quite young. It used to be on late night in the mid-80s, or early to mid-80s. You can see them all on YouTube if you're interested. Prisoner or Prisoner Cell Block H. If you want to see a load of women banged up. gets a little bit warmer as you're walking down. It's always colder, obviously, on the moor, and a bit breezier. It's really very pleasant. I mean, the sun's gone behind some clouds, as it tends to do in England. I've kept Daisy on the lead. There's no point really in taking her off now, but oh God, there's a bloody horse coming. Can you Adam and Eve it? Oh, that's just ludicrous. You see, where is that stopwatch? Stop that horse in its tracks. Right, I'm going to have to stop filming because I'm going to have to get out of the way of this horsey. I don't think it's coming any further. Probably lives just up the top there. I've seen some horses in the field. There's nothing in here, is there? Oh, is there? Oh, some geese, I think. We do have deer, wild deer around in these woods. I saw something like a blimp or something on the way home from work. Don't know where it is or what it was doing. I thought, what the heck's that for? Can't see it from here. Mollie? Come on. Got to be careful we don't go A over T. I've got my proper walking boots on. They've done very well, but then again, they don't see much use, you know. Not as much as they should, really. Can get quite treacherous though round here in the wet. I did make the mistake of coming down, not down here, but just there's another path that goes along. Made the mistake of coming out when it was all icy, and by golly. I was clutching onto the wall for dear life. It was just, it was not a sensible choice of mine. Look at this. This is trouble with where we live, litter. This is West Yorkshire, and it seems to be pretty bad for litter, but as you move further sort of to the north and east of Yorkshire, you're hard pressed to find litter. Mollie, no! I just don't like it when she's sniffing about. She eats poo. Dirty. I mean, sometimes we'd go for a longer walk. I don't know if I will. I might. Oh, there's a bloody tractor. Honestly, I could actually lengthen the walk by going along. We're not going that way because there's a tractor and there's a man. But we'll go this way. We'll go this way. They've had a decent walk. We don't want this video going on for too long. Mollie! Come on, moles! Mollie, come on this way! Past the discarded Pringle tube. Could go right down the end here onto the road, but we won't do that. And I need to visit the little boy's room. There's no way I can do it out here holding the dog, and I'd have to put the camera down. So hopefully this has turned out okay. As I'm trying not to shout. Obviously the times when I've had to shout for Mollie, I might have to adjust that in post-production. We're not going down there, moles. We're going down here. This is where we live. Down here. We live in somewhere in that load of houses. There. This used to be a brewery. Oh, how do I say it? Brewery. Just yonder there, that was the main sort of brewery building, and they had other buildings around it and stuff. I've seen the sort of, you can still see on Google Earth, you can see it, how it was before the houses. And where our house is, there was never anything. Some of these houses were built on, you know, where old buildings stood. But actually where we are, it was only ever sort of waste ground. So, but it's okay. It's pleasant enough. I prefer North Yorkshire and East Yorkshire though to West Yorkshire, but as you've seen from this video, you know, that I've got a nice place to walk the dogs on the doorstep. We're not too far, you know, when we go to the Lake District, it's not that far in the car. Not too far from my mum's, and York, Manchester. If we want to go to Manchester, we can go to Manchester quite quickly. Not up there, moles. Mollie, 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 where do you think you're going? Daisy's eager to get back to that sofa, isn't she? Come on, come down. We're not going around there. Yeah. This is where it was. I came down when it was all icy. Well, there's nothing to hold on to apart from these brambles. But because it was, you know, water, it was wet before, and this was like a stream, and then it iced over. It's bad enough now. More rubbish, you see. So that's where I'll end today's chatty video. Hope you've enjoyed it. Coming for a walk with myself and the dogs. And I'll see you all again sometime. So yeah, comment below if you want to see me doing anything in particular. Nothing rude, of course. If you want me to discuss anything that's I can discuss, just give me some suggestions of what you'd like to see on this channel, what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of. And I will try and accommodate your wishes, unless I don't want to do it, and then I won't. But it's my YouTube channel, and if people want to watch it, they can watch it, and if they don't want to watch it, I'm not forcing anyone. Oh, it's a big step down. Woo! Right. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye for now.